Two paths, one beginning. For decades, Kodak and Fujifilm were nearly identical. When digital disruption hit, their fates diverged. This is the story of why. Looking at Kodak's path, we see a peak valuation of around $30 billion in 1996, followed by a sharp decline, leading to them filing for bankruptcy in 2012. In contrast, Fujifilm experienced fluctuations but maintained an upward trend, reaching today's revenue of approximately $19.5 billion. The shared throne of the film empire. This slide illustrates the razor and blades business model in the film industry. The camera, represented here as the razor, was sold cheaply to consumers. The real profit came from the blades, which were the recurring, high-margin purchases of film and its development, creating a powerful loop. This model led to significant dominance. By the year 2000, film sales accounted for 60 to 70% of revenue for both companies in this market. Their competitive advantage, or the moat, was rooted in the highly complex chemistry involved. This complexity meant that only a few companies on Earth could truly compete, leading to massive profit margins and a strong sense of security for these players. A subtle difference in character. On the left, we have the incumbent, symbolized by a castle. The incumbent dominated the U.S. market for decades, grew confident, and became resistant to threats against its cash cow. On the right, we see the challenger, depicted by a runner on starting blocks. The challenger had to fight for every inch of market share and fostered a culture of survival. In 1984, Kodak turned down the Olympic sponsorship. Fujifilm seized it, using the moment to aggressively enter the U.S. market. Fujifilm always acted like it was fighting for survival. The Great Collapse. Looking at this graph, we can see the global demand for photographic film over time. Demand remained relatively steady until the turn of the millennium, after which it experienced a dramatic decline, represented here by a 90% drop. Between 2000 and 2010, the demand for photographic film dropped to less than 10% of its peak. The rise of digital cameras and later smartphones made the core business of both companies obsolete almost overnight. The fork in the road. This slide illustrates two diverging paths, much like a fork in the road, representing the strategic choices faced by companies in a changing industry. On one side, we have Kodak, depicted as an anchor to the past. Their strategy was to protect the film and print business, treating digital as merely a feeder to the old model. This approach centered on keywords like defend, protect, preserve, and print. On the other side, we see Fujifilm, embracing a map to the future. Their strategy was to accept that film was dying, deconstruct the company to its core skills, and find new industries for them. Their guiding principles were reinvent, repurpose, redeploy, and adapt. Kodak's strategy: save the print at all costs. An engineer at Kodak invented the first digital camera in 1975. Management's reaction? That's cute. Don't tell anyone. Kodak pushed cheap digital cameras to get more people taking pictures. They invested heavily in photo printing kiosks, believing prints would always be valuable. And they launched oPhoto, an online photo service, but framed it as a way to order more prints. The core flaw: Kodak saw digital as a new way to get to a print. They failed to see that consumers wanted to share online, not print. The billion-dollar blind spot. On the left, we see Photo, which was sold for $25 million in 2012. On the right, Instagram, bought by Facebook for $1 billion, also in 2012. Kodak had the chance to become Instagram before Instagram existed. Instead, they sold it for a fraction of its potential, unable to see beyond the print business. Fujifilm's strategy: ask a better question. The Vision 75 plan. 1. Manage the decline. Radically cut costs and shrink the film business. 2. Extract value. Squeeze maximum cash from the dying business. 3. Pivot and reinvent. Use that cash to build entirely new businesses. Instead of, how do we sell more film, they asked, what scientific skills do we possess that other industries desperately need? Good morning, everyone. Today, we're discussing the alchemy of survival, from film tech to new frontiers, exploring how core capabilities developed for film technology have found remarkable applications in diverse industries. On the left, we have our core film capabilities. First, collagen chemistry, which was originally used to make gelatin for the film base. Second, antioxidant technology, born from decades of research to prevent photo fading from oxidation. Third, nanotechnology, focused on creating ultra-thin, precise chemical layers for film. And finally, precision coating, involving the application of coatings to plastic film bases. Now, let's look at how these capabilities have opened up new frontiers. Our expertise in collagen chemistry directly translates to skincare, as human skin is mostly collagen, leading to successful lines like Astalift. Antioxidant technology, crucial for preventing film degradation, is now vital for skincare and cosmetics and supplements, addressing how skin ages due to oxidation. Nanotechnology, with its ability to create precise chemical layers, is being applied in cosmetics and supplements, and more critically, in pharmaceuticals for precise drug delivery systems like liposomes. Finally, our skill in precision coating is leveraged in pharmaceuticals for various coating applications and significantly in advanced materials, particularly for developing protective films for LCD screens. From preventing fading photos to rejuvenating skin. On the left, we see the intricate layers of photographic film, including the silver halide emulsion, color couplers, gelatin substratum, polyester base, anti-halation layer, and protective coat. The fading of film is attributed to oxidation. Connecting this, we move to the right, showing the layers of human skin, the epidermis, dermis containing collagen and elastin, sebaceous glands, hair follicles, and subcutaneous fat. Here, skin aging is fundamentally linked to aging and oxidation. The logic. Problem 1. Film fades. Cause: oxidation. Fujifilm solution mastered thousands of antioxidant compounds. Problem 2. Skin ages. Cause: oxidation. Fujifilm solution repurposed their most powerful antioxidants for anti-aging creams. The result: the 2007 launch of Astalift, a premium skincare line. While the public was confused, the science was sound and the brand became a massive success. If you can't beat them, supply them. Here we see an exploded view of an LCD screen, illustrating its various layers. Top glass, polarizer film, color filters, another polarizer film, liquid crystal, another polarizer film, and the backlight unit. A crucial component highlighted here is the protective tack film. The logic behind this business pivot is clear. The asset. The plastic base for photographic film, known as tack film, had unique optical properties. The opportunity. Every modern LCD screen needs polarizing film layers to function. The pivot. Fujifilm applied its world-class coating expertise to its tack film, transforming it into a critical component for electronics. The result speaks for itself. 70%. Fujifilm captured 70% of the global market for LCD protective films, supplying giants like Apple and Samsung. The final tally. Kodak. 2024 revenue, approximately $1 billion. Primary business, commercial printing equipment, specialty chemicals. Status, a shadow of its former self, struggling for relevance. Fujifilm. 2024 revenue, approximately $19.5 billion. Primary business, healthcare, bio-CDMO, medical imaging, advanced materials, semiconductors. Status, a diversified technology powerhouse. The core lesson: Identity is not strategy. Kodak's belief, we are a film and photography company. This identity became a prison. It limited their options and forced them to defend a product even after it became obsolete. Fujifilm's belief, we are a company that understands high-precision chemistry. This identity was a key. It allowed them to see that film was just one application of their deeper knowledge, unlocking countless new possibilities. A playbook for reinvention. On the left, we have product-led thinking, which we're calling the Kodak way. The focus here is, what do we sell? Things like film, cameras, paper. The question then becomes, how can we sell more of it? The result of this approach can be fragile, vulnerable to a single point of failure when the market shifts. On the right, we explore capability-led thinking, the Fujifilm way. Here, the focus shifts to what do we know, such as collagen chemistry, nanoparticle dispersion, precision coding. The crucial question is, where else can we apply this knowledge? The result of this strategy is resilient, adaptable, and able to pivot into new, growing markets. The question for today's disruptions. Visual description. An illustration depicts a film roll transforming via a series of dots into a neural network diagram. The story of Kodak and Fujifilm is not about film versus digital. It's about facing inevitable change. As AI and other technologies reshape every industry, the lesson is more urgent than ever. The critical question for every leader is not, how does AI threaten our current product? What is our core capability, and where will it be most valuable in the world that is coming?